there! Have you subscribed to our channel yet? Invite your friends and search for CSLGH.
rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's the cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. As now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing we'll grow older every day. Just as all is born is new, do know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you always, until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky, until the ocean covers every mountain high, until the dolphin flies in Paris live at sea, until we dream a life and love becomes a dream.
Thank you, Jill and David Olivas. Thank you for being here with us today, and thank you all for being here. Good morning. Welcome to our 10:30 service at the Super Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills. We are delighted you're here. My name is Andrea Recht. I'm a practitioner here, and I'm happy to see you all. So we start every service with lighting the flames of faith, our call to service, and I would like to invite the fabulous Miss Vinu up to share the pulpit with me as she lights the candles for us and delivers our opening prayer. As you know, we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, and all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. So I'd like to invite you to hear these truths as if you're hearing them for the first time. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you're invited to do so. As Vinu lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. The third candle is lit for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. The fourth candle is lit for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. And as Vinu lights the fifth candle, it's for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle is lit for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. The eighth candle is lit for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle is lit for those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in and as their lives, and for the space that we hold for them here in our sanctuary, in our Center for Spiritual Living, and at the very center of our beingness. And then as Vinu lights the healing candle, we invite you to place into the light the names of anyone that you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
Please stay with me a few moments longer as we ground ourselves into the consciousness of the one mind, the one heart, the one spirit that flows to, through, and as each and every one of us here this morning. Knowing that we are united with the oneness, each a unique and perfect expression of the divine, each a unique and perfect expression of that gorgeous, glittery God stuff we call life, we call love, we call source. Knowing that today's service unfolds perfectly, that this is a divine appointment. There are no mistakes in the mind of God. We are exactly where we are meant to be this morning, whether online or in person, whether in this present moment or at a later time. Trusting that we hear the right and perfect words, the right and perfect messages, the right and perfect music. I am so grateful, so deeply grateful for this community, the Center for Spiritual Living of Granada Hills, for each and every person that makes this mystical, divine co-creation happen. And it is with this full and grateful heart I release my word to the law, knowing it is all done, knowing it is all love, as together we affirm by saying, and so it is. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, welcome. Whew, it's a nice full house, I like it. So yesterday, I went to check my email, the newsletter, to just remind myself what the talk title was, or the theme of the month was. And it said spiritual value, higher, deeper love. And something interesting happened. Immediately I thought of this song, this old song, which is not that old, but without aging myself. I was a young teen when it came out, and it's called Higher Love by Steve Winwood. And apparently it came out in the 80s. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this song, I'm going to spare you singing. I'm not as talented as some of my fellow practitioners, but I will read you a few lyrics of this song. Think about it, there must be higher love, down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart, I'll look inside mine. Then a few lines later comes the chorus, which some of you may know. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me that love I've been waiting for. I got goosebumps, and also I thought, why did this song come to mind? I mean, we talk about love here at the center a lot. It's not the first talk I've done on love, right? But I like to follow that instinct of when something pops up into your mind, into your consciousness, there's a reason. So that's why I was like, I've got to look up the lyrics to this song. And I've heard the song a million times. It's one of those songs that you can't sit still while listening to, right? It gets into your soul, it gets into your cells. And so I thought, there's a reason. And I realized as I was reading through the song that this was actually it wasn't just another pop romance song that I have been carrying for decades as such. That is actually deeper. It's actually more mystical. It's talking about this higher love, this divine love that isn't actually out there, even though he says, bring me a higher love. What does he say? He says, look in your heart and I'll look in mine. I think that request, that maybe demand, maybe it's a demand, bring me a higher love, is a reminder to us when we feel a little disconnected, when we feel a little lost, when maybe we feel a little out of love, a little unloved. It's a request, it's a plea, it's a demand on the universe to bring me back to that space, back to that thing within me that is that higher, deeper love. Ernest Holmes tells us all the time that love is the self-givingness of spirit. It is transcendent, it's a transcending love, thank you. It's a divine love. It's not an ordinary love. Romantic love is beautiful. Familial love is beautiful. Neighborly love is beautiful. We need all of that. But we can't have any of that unless we're rooted in this greater, higher divine love that is us. Ernest Holmes tells us, we have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light, in a new life. What if what we're really searching for isn't a love that comes to us, but a love that comes through us? We are searching for a love that comes through us. We are already perfect, whole, and complete. We are already all that is love, right? So I thought it was just really interesting, again, to hear a song decades later, and it feels different to me. Did the lyrics change? Who changed? I changed. I've had 40 years more of experience. I've had deep losses. I've had great expansion of my spiritual practice. I've had beautiful discoveries of myself and of others, of this world, of how it works, of that thing called life. And maybe that's how spiritual growth works. Maybe as we continue to grow and evolve, the thing we looked at as an everyday thing no longer is that. There is something bigger in it. So I invite you as you go through your week to think about something that maybe you've carried for years, maybe even decades, and see how does that look through the eyes of a higher love. Thank you.
This is not that song, but it's another love song for everybody.
Good morning or evening, friend. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Hate's gone round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. The force of evil plans to make you its possession, and it will if you let it destroy everybody.
every Sunday I'm reminded how blessed we are to have the amazing musicians we have. Thank you. Just a few announcements. The practitioners are available for a 2-minute tune-up after service. Please raise your hand if you're a practitioner. We have a lot of practitioners in the room today. Our weekly newsletter drops every Wednesday afternoon. We want to invite you to stay connected with everything happening in our church community. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our mailing list by emailing admin@cslgh.org. The new Sangha 6-week session started last Wednesday, June 10th from 9:30 to noon, facilitated by practitioner Catherine Hack, also known as Kitty to us. Pema Children's book, Start Where You Are, is the featured reading. The class fee is $90, and this is your last week to sign up if you'd like to join for this particular session. You can sign up in Sparks Hall or email Danny at admin@cslgh.org. Next Wednesday, June 17th at 7 p.m., we're holding a special evening commemorating the historic Freedom Day, Juneteenth. Celebrate with us through prayer, poetry, reflection, and song. Last but definitely not least, we would like to congratulate 2 of our very own graduates in class 2026. Ayana and Andreos are both headed for great success and happiness in their future. We wish them many blessings. Thank you. Our gratitude box. Chloe, you coming up?
Ooh, this is.
Oh, yeah. I am grateful. Oh, interesting. My ears.
I am grateful for my ears.
For my ears. We need our ears. We need our ears.
I didn't
Thank you,
know about
Chloe.
that.
Thank you. Yes. It's just a reminder, how often do we ignore the different parts of our bodies, right? We forget to send gratitude to each part, so that's a beautiful reminder. Now, please join us for the Declaration of Principle. We believe in one universal spirit, manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal to and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and in the immortality of the individual soul, forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life to all. Please remain standing.
Thank you, Jill and David Olivas, for that. Are you open? Are your hearts open? Are you ready to receive love, more love? Thank you, Vinu, for your wonderful talk. My name is Andrea Recht. I'm a practitioner here. It's wonderful to have you all here this morning. Welcome to the Super Center for Spiritual Living, Granada Hills, and our 10:30 service. I see some faces that I am not familiar with, and I see some faces that we haven't seen in a while. So everybody's welcome. We're so happy you're here. You know, I found this place 16 years ago, and I found it to be a very safe place to land So if you're looking for a place to land, we welcome you here and are happy that you're here joining us. Did I say my name yet? Okay. So I have a couple of announcements that Reverend Maureen did not authorize. So let me just say, the first one is I am officially and formally retired. 29 years as a psychiatric social worker with LA Unified, working with students in the special ed. So it was a wonderful career, and I'm so happy to be retired. I've been thinking about retirement for a couple years, and the people that I've spoken to have said to me, "You'll know when you're ready." And I knew I was ready. So I'm happy to be entering this new, I think I heard Reverend Kathy call it rewirement. So I'm being rewired into a new way of being and living, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to see Ringo tonight at the Greek Theater. Somebody said to me, "Ringo who? Who's Ringo?" Come on now, the drummer for the Beatles. Going to the Greek to see him tonight. I'm going to Vegas in July for my birthday. I haven't been to Las Vegas since 1998. And we're going to go see Penn and Teller. I'm sure it's changed, yeah. Crazy as ever, though, I hope. So I also wanted to just update us on our ministerial search. As many of you know, we are looking for a new senior minister, spiritual director here, and we are in the process of we've passed the speed dating process, and we are in the in-depth interview process. So we had one in-depth interview last week, which was magnificent, and we have 4 coming up this week. And then we're going to be doing a little more vetting, checking on references and things like that, and narrowing the search down to 3 or 4 will then be candidates that we will be presenting to the practitioner corps, to the board of trustees, and ultimately to you. You will have a chance to hear each candidate speak and do a workshop, and ultimately you will have the final say. So we're excited about it, and we hope you are too, as we continue to hold the high watch for the highest and best person to come forth and be our next senior minister. Speaking of which, Reverend Mike is on Zoom. He told me he was going to be on Zoom second service watching from Oregon. Turn around and say hello. Hey, Rev. I hope he's fishing or something fun. So, all that is out of the way, and we can talk about love a little bit. The theme is, thank you for your talk, Vinu. Vinu's wonderful. I love you so much, and that was a beautiful talk, and kind of felt like she could just keep talking. But the theme is a higher, deeper love. And last week, Reverend Gordon, don't you love some Reverend Gordon? Yeah. Reverend Gordon Bailey is fabulous, and I love him. And he spoke last week on, I want to know what love is. I want to know what love is. And he could talk on anything, and I'll be 100% in. I thought, like, why isn't he coming here as our next senior minister? Because I love him so much, but he is moving to New Orleans. How do they say it? Something like that. So he's going to be leaving the LA area, and there were other complications as well, but he spoke on I want to know what love is. The topic for this week is I was made for loving you. I was made for loving you. I was made for loving you, all of you. The talk notes always offer us a question for contemplation. So the question this week is, how actively am I, not you, me, how actively am I showing up as love in the world? And I said to Maureen earlier, I feel sometimes from the pulpit I confess. And she said, well, don't confess to something you haven't resolved. But I feel like this is an ongoing process for me, this idea of loving unconditionally everyone, everywhere, everything, all the time. I'm just not there yet. And I know, and I'm happy that this is a spiritual practice. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll probably say it again in the future, because I get to keep practicing. It's not a spiritual perfection. It's a spiritual practice. And this, showing up as love in the world, is a practice for me. I have not perfected it yet. But it's a question that we each get to ask of ourselves. I don't need to ask you, how actively are you showing up as love in the world? Because it begins with me. How actively am I showing up as love in the world? And then the affirmation for this week is, I shine and share as love. And I do sometimes. Sometimes I'm not as good at it as other times. The talk notes this week, we get talk notes every week from, if we choose to use them, I use them as a guide for my talks. And they were great this week. They really resonated with me this week. They resonated for me last week too, and I thought, oh, maybe I should do last week's talk, but that was Reverend Gordon's job. So this week, I'm assigned the task of talking about this particular topic. And the talk notes were really great. And they told me in the talk notes that I was born to love all life. And like I already said, for me, sometimes it's not as easy as it sounds. Because life and love can be messy and perfectly imperfect. I did a talk once on perfectly imperfect, so I know a lot about that. But still, I get to ask myself, and if I have a spiritual practice, I get to ask myself this frequently: how actively am I showing up as love in the world? And this wonderful quote by Rumi that says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you've built against it. And that quote rings very, very true for me, and I want to tell you why. So I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory about me, my personal life, if you will, because I'm willing to be vulnerable with you because, as I said earlier, this is a safe place to land. So I have spent many years, in fact, I'm gonna correct that. I spent my whole life, honestly, learning how to love myself. And when I came into this teaching and discovered that my life is the life of God, that I am an expression of the divine, that became easier for me to do, this self-love thing. But I've spent the past solid 16 or 17 years alone. And what I mean by alone is I wasn't on a mountaintop somewhere, but I wasn't in intimate or romantic relationship. I have lots of loving relationships with family and friends and you and community and people that I worked with, but I don't have to work anymore. But romantic love and intimate love, I hadn't been in for a while, 16, 17 years. And in that time, I learned to really, I learned how to really love myself in a different kind of way than I had, a deeper way, a deeper, higher, deeper way, if you will. Because I discovered, like Vinu talked about, that essence of my being is God. The essence of my being is love. And if I don't love that, well, never mind. in learning how to love that, accept that, and expand my awareness of that truth, it became an easier proposition for me to love myself and let go of all the backstories that I had, the lies that I had told myself for years. And then I went on a dating site. And I met somebody that I've been dating for several months. And I'm noticing that I've built barriers. I've built barriers against love, a certain kind of love. And it's been an interesting process for me to be aware of that and awake to it and to have somebody else point it out to me. Honestly, you know, you got walls, girl. But I don't want to be hurt. And and in these years that I've spent loving myself, I've learned to be confident and strong. And I don't need you to open my car door, but I'm learning to allow. I'm learning to allow and embrace. And I think it became clearer to me as I prepared for this talk. And you'll hear why. So you hear people say frequently, I have heard people say frequently, I'm spiritual but not religious. So what does that mean? To be spiritual but not religious. So from the readings that the talk notes offered, there was this. I don't think I did a slide for it, so if you can pay attention, that would be great. If you can't, that's okay too. So spiritual life is first and foremost about commitment to a way of thinking and behaving that honors principles of interbeingness and interconnectedness. When we choose to lead a spirit-filled life, we recognize and celebrate the presence of transcendent spirit. Some people call this presence soul, God, the beloved, higher consciousness, higher power, we call it in program. Still others say that this force is what it is because it cannot be named. To them, it is simply spirit moving in us and through us. A commitment to a spiritual life necessarily means that we embrace the eternal principle that love is all. Love is everything, and love is our true destiny. And then the author threw this in. Despite overwhelming pressure to conform to the culture of lovelessness, we still seek to know love. And that seeking is in itself a manifestation of divine spirit. But I had to, that gave me reason to pause. And I had to dive a little bit deeper into that idea of overwhelming pressure to conform to the culture of lovelessness. And this is taken from a book called All About Love by a person named Bell Hooks. A culture of lovelessness. And then as I thought more about it and dove into it a little more deeply, I realized that I was kind of buying into that idea during this quest that I was on, not really a quest, I mean, it wasn't a conscious quest, but this journey that I was on of self-love and self-nurturing and self-care. I was kind of giving up on genuine romantic emotional connection. But the idea is that sometimes, not you all, I'm sure, but sometimes there is a tendency to give up on genuine emotional connection and accept the systemic substitution, like fiercely independent, or making money, or greed, power, consumerism. I love Amazon. I love me some Amazon. So I think that I got kind of trapped in that dynamic. Fiercely independent, I don't need, and now that somebody's wanting to come in to my space and love me unconditionally, like, whoa, wait a minute. The science of mind tells us that when we let the love that is within us go out to the God who is in all people and the divine presence that is in all things, then we are loving God with all our heart and with all our soul and mind, because we're recognizing that the spirit within us is the same spirit that we meet in others. Then it's not as hard to love, I think. This is loving our neighbors as ourselves. And I loved when I used to go to Agape. That's where I grew up spiritually. And, well, I'm still growing up spiritually, but that's where I got my foundation. And Beckwith used to say, we love our neighbors as ourselves because our neighbors are ourselves. There's only one expressing as individualized, beautiful expressions of love. And the love that I cultivate within myself that I spent all these years doing, it's not a separate entity or an isolated experience. It's a direct outpouring of spirit. Why limit it? Why would I want to limit that instead of just loving up on everyone? And, you know, in an appropriate kind of way. So think about the potential that this idea can shift how we see ourselves and how we see others. When I connect with the divine presence in my own being, recognizing it as the very essence of who and what I am, then I'm more able to recognize it as you, and you, and you, our new friends, and you, and you. So the level of my awareness that God is all there is, right? It's one of our fundamental universal principles that we teach here. God is all there is. The deeper I'm able to embrace that, I think the easier it becomes to allow myself to receive and for me to embody and express love to all of you. When I recognize the same spirit of infinite intelligence is in every person and every activity and every circumstance. And I told this story in the first service, and I wasn't planning on telling it, but it occurred to me while I was talking that I had an experience this a couple days ago with Spectrum, because I was not happy with my bill. And so I called them, and there's a huge backstory to it, which I'm not going to bore you with, but I was I wanted to speak to customer resolution, and I wanted to speak to this one person who promised me something, but of course he wasn't there. So I was trying to explain the whole long, boring story to this poor person who was really, I think, trying to help me, And I am not exaggerating when I tell you I was on the phone with him for 1 hour. And much of the time it was, okay, hold on, miss. Just hold on for a moment. I'm going to put you on hold for a moment. And I'm going to try to reach somebody who can help us. Well, I thought you were helping me. Well, no, I need to go to a higher person, And my frustration was just building and building and building. And right? You know what it's like. She's in the back, So I at some point I said, I got to get ready. I got somewhere to be. So I put him on mute, and I got in the bath, and I started getting ready, but I could still hear him. So at one point he came back to tell me something. Miss, we're still working on it. Please, I apologize for the delay and for making you wait, and we're working on it. I'm just trying to get to the next level person. Okay, well, I'm in the bath now, so that's cool, thank you. But I was losing it. And then it occurred to me to pray with him. I didn't say, hey, can we pray together? I didn't say that. I just went into, but let me back up for a second, because first I said to him, before I decided to, let's pray. Before that happened, I said to him, hey, listen, man, thank you. I know you're really trying to help me. I know you really are, but can you guys figure this out and call me back? And he said, oh, no, we can't do that. If I disconnect with you, then I automatically go to the next person in the queue. I was like, oh, no, don't do that. So, and then I thought, I'm going to pray. And I just started to pray out loud into I'm so grateful to recognize that God is all there is. And I heard the background clicking, the noises, I heard people talking, but he wasn't saying anything. I don't even know if he was listening. And I did I'm so grateful for this spectrum person who's trying so hard to really help me, and I'm so grateful for his kindness. And in the moment, I meant it. And then I finished the prayer, and I said, release this prayer to the law, and I'm grateful and thankful, and so it is. And I heard the clicking. And then he said to me, you know what, miss? I know we've kept you on the phone for a long time. Let me have someone get back to you. I was like, well, I thought you couldn't do that. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. And so now I'm going to get a text or an email from someone within 24 or 48 hours. I'm not sure how that relates to my talk, except, I kind of know how it does. I approach the situation in a more loving way. And instead of, because I was full of vinegar for a little while, that other stuff and vinegar. I was full of it, and I was getting, And when I shifted my approach and outlook and attitude, there was a shift in the entire dynamic. Transformation. Love has transformative power. So there's a song called Everything is Holy Now. And there's a line in the song that says, the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but to find them where there isn't one. Because everything is holy. And if I approach every interaction that I have, I don't know how many of you get frustrated when you're standing in line at the bank and they don't have enough tellers. It's really just an opportunity to practice love and patience. And I'm not always good at it, but like I said at the beginning of this talk, I'm in a spiritual practice. And I get to remember, to practice these principles in all my affairs. And that's a line right out of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. But it works here too. That if I practice the principle of higher, deeper love, you get more with sugar than you do with vinegar. And for me, this is the practice. Every moment is an opportunity to affirm the connectedness of all things, to affirm the underlying love that is at the heart of all things. I remember we had a gal in the congregation who doesn't come anymore, but she had a real problem. She just cringed when she heard the word God. And she wanted to use the word love instead. Great. Interchangeable. So if I believe that God is all there is, and infinite intelligence, the presence is everywhere expressing itself, and if I believe that God is love, then A plus B equals C. I have to understand that love is everywhere. If God is everywhere, and God is love, and love is everywhere, right? And as I integrate a deeper understanding within myself, a deeper understanding of love, something profound happens, like it did with Spectrum. I mean, it wasn't exactly profound, but kind of. And then, my talk notes say that the journey is about becoming compassion, but I don't think that's accurate. I think we already are compassion. I think we already are connectedness. I don't think I have to become those things. I guess my awareness of those things has to become expanded and deeper and more aware. I made reference to this earlier when Miriam Green was here, and I was thinking about agape and something that Michael Beckwith said years ago, 30 years ago maybe, 25 for sure, that choice is a function of awareness. And so when I was getting snippety with the Spectrum guy, I became aware that maybe love or prayer or a more gentle, appreciative, gracious approach would be better. So I had the awareness to make a different choice. Choice is a function of awareness. And when I choose love, there's a shift. I see a lot of heads nodding, and I'm wondering if that's always easy for all of you who are nodding your heads. Yes. I guess thank you. I see one honest person in here, and he's a minister. So when I consciously choose to lean into love, even when it's not comfortable, and I see the divine spark in everyone else that I've spent years cultivating within myself, cultivating an awareness of it, because it was there, was born as it. I love, Venu says, gold, glittery? Gold and glittery God stuff has always been who and what I am. I happen to wear silver, but the gold and glittery God stuff is the essence of my beingness and yours and everyone's, everywhere, all the time, always, in all ways. I didn't finish that sentence, but I don't know how I started it. Love begets love. Love begets tolerance. Tolerance begets understanding, which is being able to put myself in another person's place and try to see why they act as they act and why they do what they do. And then love can create a better world in which to live. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of, right? So love can create a better world in which to live. It's the one power which can and must bring peace to a changing world. We need it now. And then we can know that we are contributing to a collective shift. You know that saying, S-H-I-T happens? Shift happens. Shift happens. And my personal evolution in love can serve as a beacon, inspiring and uplifting everyone around me. And I think that's what we're here to do. So let's pray together, shall we? Let's pray together from an awareness that there is one infinite power, one presence, one life of all. And as Ricky Byers says in her song, no other power exists outside of the infinite. There's one power, one presence, and one life. I choose to call that power God. We can call it love, peace, beauty, joy, abundance, prosperity, grace. How grateful I am to know that this power, this presence is everywhere expressing itself as all creation. There is no spot where God is not. God is all. And because God and love are synonymous, I know that love is everywhere expressing itself. And because it's everywhere, it must be right where I am. I am knowing that God is right where I am. And I am knowing that love is right here, right now, expressing as my very life. I know this same truth for each of us here and everyone everywhere. God is, I am. Love is, I am. How grateful I am for the opportunity to speak this word, spoken with the authority of one who knows that God is all there is, love is all there is, and I speak this word affirming that love has a transformative power. And as I leave here with an expanded awareness of how great thou art, how great love is. And I leave here with a greater embodiment of this principle of love, sharing it with those in line at the bank, sharing it with those in line at the grocery store, transforming that phone call to one of love and appreciation and gratitude and grace. So I just bless each of us this day as we travel this road of expanded awareness of who and what we are, who and what God is, who and what love is. And there is a deepening and a quickening and a greater awareness of the power, the transformative power of love. So I just simply give thanks honestly, for everything. I'm so grateful for everything. And because my time-blinded eyes are open, I recognize that there is miracles. There are miracles all around me, even in the smallest of things. Somebody was telling me about a garden that they're growing, a vegetable garden, and he's watching as he plants a seed and sees a stalk of corn grow. It's a miracle. There are so many miracles. And I leave here with my eyes opened to all that is holy and sacred as life. And for this and so much more than words could ever possibly even try to express, I give thanks, deep thanks. as I lovingly release this word to that aspect of infinite intelligence, that aspect of love known as law, which can only say yes, that it only knows to say yes. So I know this prayer was answered before it was spoken. I know that the prayer is the answer. And for this, I'm thankful and grateful. And I release it now, knowing it is so. And in agreement, please join me in affirming this by saying together, so it is. Amen.
Everywhere I go, all the places that I've been, every smile's a new horizon on a land I've never seen. There are people around the world, different faces, different names, but there's one true emotion that reminds me we're the same. Let's talk about love. From the laughter of a child to the tears of a grown man, there's a thread that runs right through us that helps us understand. As subtle as a breeze that fends a flicker to a flame, from the very first sweet melody to the very last refrain. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about trust. Let's talk about love. The king of all who live and the queen of a good heart. It's the ace you may keep up your sleeve till the name is all but lost. As deep as any sea, with the rage of any storm, but as gentle as a falling leaf on any autumn morn. Talk about love. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about trust. It's all we needed. The air we breathe in. I wanna show you. I wanna know you.
Thank you, David and Jill. Thank you for being here with us today. So, Chloe, you want to bring the basket up? Thank you. This is our conscious giving time. If you have come prepared with an offering for the church, you're welcome to come up and drop it in the basket, but I know that the monies come in various ways. But here's the basket for you if you'd like. But before we do that, please hold your gift to your chest and repeat this. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of our supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my center, knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me.
And so it is with a very, very grateful heart that I simply bless the contributions that have come forth in this manner to continue to support and expand the vision of our center. Grateful for all the gifts that come through our online giving, through the mails, however the money comes, we're grateful for it, for this form of energy, God energy, known as cash. So I'm grateful for all the blessings that are represented in this basket. I give thanks for all of it. I release this word. I know it is so, and so it is. Thank you all for being here today. It's wonderful to see you all, see some new people, and some people that we haven't seen in a while. Thank you, Jill and David, once again. Thank you to our audio-visual people in the back who helped me with the slides and everything. And all of you for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Oh, I'm sorry. We have some kids here that want to come up and say hello. Yes. Okay. It's wonderful to have kids here in the church. If you have kids or if you know kids, if you want to borrow some kids and bring them in. Oh, you want to come up here, honey? Come on. Come on up. Don't be shy.
I just want to say last week I went to the Pasadena Centers for Spiritual Living and observed what they did. And so we brought a lot of the ideas back here. And so they're going to share what. Go ahead. You can come to there. Come on.
I chose the creative process because the universal law of cause and effect.
And you made words.
I chose the threefold nature, which is spirit, which equals God, and then law, which equals yes, because it always agrees with what you say and what you do. And lastly, body, which equals us.
Turn around and show them. Tell them what you chose.
I chose love.
Do you want to show them your wings? Oh, yeah. Turn around. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right. So, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to invite Vinu up to say our closing prayer, and thank you all for being here.
Ooh. All right, we'll just stay here for a few moments longer, just knowing that we are grounded in this oneness, grounded in this unified space where we are one with all that is, one with spirit, one with God, one with love, knowing that this was a perfect and divine appointment this morning, that the service unfolded exactly as it was meant to, that we leave here with our minds open, our hearts expanded, ready to move into the world as greater loving beings, ready to move into the world with a greater awareness of who we already are. Love, divine love. I'm so grateful for this community, so grateful for each and every person here this morning. And it is with this full and grateful heart I release my word to the law, knowing it is all done, knowing it is all love. And together we affirm by saying, and so it is. Please join for the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's a cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. As now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing we'll grow older every day. Just as all is born is new, do know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you always.